somehow, Reva returned. Obi-Wan Kenobi Season 2. Let's talk about it. A lot of you are wondering if Kenobi Season 2 is going to happen. Now, whether you want it to happen or not, it's a different conversation because from Season 1, I can fully understand why you wouldn't want it to. However, a lot of articles have been coming out. I think Star Wars Theory did a video on Kenobi Season 2 potentially happening. So I wanted to run through what we already know and explain everything that, is to know about Kenobi Season 2. Is it happening or is it not? Short answer is Season 2 officially happening? No, as of right now, Disney, Lucasfilm have not officially confirmed Obi-Wan Kenobi Season 2, and the show is still listed officially as a limited series. Now, Kathleen Kennedy, let's bring her into this. Her position is that Lucasfilm said it was not an active development, but Kennedy had also said, never say never. That's what they've said with everything. Apparently Ewan McGregor wants it. Of course he would want it. It's a really good character and also would bring in a lot of money, both for Disney and Ewan himself. He's repeatedly said he is actually open to returning as the character, and in 2024 he said Disney and Lucasfilm were exploring ideas because there are still years between the end of Kenobi and of course A New Hope. And I think something that's very important that not a lot of us actually take into consideration is the magic of thinking and imagining what were these characters doing in this certain time period within Star Wars. And I think Liam Neeson really said it perfectly. I mean, of course he said he wasn't a fan of TV shows yet. Here he is. But he said that a lot of the time Star Wars is losing its magic because it's obviously been told by different cooks in the kitchen. Different people are telling the story of Star Wars that don't actually know the story of Star Wars. The Acolyte, The Last Jedi, the Rise of Skywalker. These are proper stories to do with Star Wars. And not having those sorts of movies, TV shows, and lets us imagine and explore that time period in our minds and with theories and behind the lore and obviously the EU, it makes us, it makes the storyline more of what we would like it to be than seeing, oh, that's what Kenobi did. Oh, that's what the fight looked like in the Kenobi series. Did you get what I mean? It's kind of just distilling and warping what Star Wars is about, being told by those that don't really have a whole lot of sense and knowledge on Star Wars. Anyways, there's no synopsis just yet. There is no official Season 2 synopsis because the season actually hasn't been announced. Any plot details online at the moment are just rumours or speculations. Now, the most likely story angle would be a smaller story between Kenobi and A New Hope. So Obi-Wan is in exile, protecting Luke from a distance and then dealing with the trauma, obviously from Season 1 and beforehand in the prequels, or possibly Clone Wars flashbacks with Anakin, which we would all love to see. Ewan specifically even said he would like to wear the Clone Wars armor and reunite with Hayden in that era, which would be great if obviously it was done right. Now, a lot of you are, I guess, asking the question as well, would Vader return? And it's hard to do that without breaking the canon because Season 1 already pushed the Obi-Wan Vader reunion narrative as far as it could, and a Season 2 would probably need to avoid another direct Vader rematch. They'd done it poorly in my opinion the first time. The score as well, the score was like so mid, and the world, like what the fuck was that world? Do you know what I mean? It was another case of it didn't feel like Star Wars. The lightsabers as well had some weird lighting all season round, and the characters as well, Reva, whatever. Yeah, just wasn't great. And I think doing that again in Season 2 would literally break canon. Does not need to happen either. Leave Vader in the background doing his own thing. Whenever he's appeared, he comes in, does his thing, and then that's it. You then focus back on the main character. Vader's sort of that person that sits in the shadows, similarly to Palpatine, and when he comes in, he has that presence. And we all know why, but Season 1 had that strong viewership. Nielsen said Obi-Wan Kenobi had Disney Plus's largest original series premiere weekend over at the time and passed 1 billion viewing minutes in its opening window. It's just crazy, absolutely crazy. But that's the core character set in Star Wars. That's what makes Star Wars in the first place. Now, if we sort of venture into the budget data for this, season 1 is commonly reported around 90 million in total, roughly 15 million per episode, but that figure should also be framed as reported, not as officially stated in line with Disney. But here's the question to go against all of this: why Disney might actually hesitate with a season 2. They love money, so I can not see why they wouldn't do a season 2, but the first season was a huge name brand event, which I've spoken about, but fan reactions for this was mixed for obvious reasons. A second season would need real reason to exist, and not to just bring Ewan back again, and as well Anakin or Hayden back again. As much as we love to see these characters, the more you have them in mid-projects, the more their presence as well dimmens a bit, and you then go back to the prequels and think, oh, how good it was back then. Essentially, Kenobi Season 2, not confirmed as of yet, but the demand obviously for this character and his season is clearly there. The problem with this is just Lucasfilm can find a story that sort of adds to the Obi-Wan's legacy without damaging the clean path into A New Hope. What do you guys think? Do you think that Obi-Wan Kenobi Season 2 should happen? Or shouldn't it? Let me know. I'll be really intrigued to see what you guys think about this. In my opinion, unless it's a solid story, literally Star Wars just comes down to a really good story, and then you build everything else within the Star Wars realm around that story. Help it add depth, help it, just add character development and more stuff to throw into the mix for the Star Wars world. So if there's a good story, I'm definitely up for it. But Disney, with their track record of stories, yeah, it's pretty far-fetched for them to think of a really good story. So we'll just have to see. Let me know what you guys think in the comments.